Every person has a story. Some stories entertain us. Others change the way we see the world. Today, you'll discover the story of an ordinary man who became an extraordinary leader. Welcome to Tail Path English. Let's begin. Adam never thought of himself as a leader. He was just an ordinary man living in a small town. Every morning, he woke up early, went to work, and tried to do his best. His life was simple, quiet, and predictable. He never imagined that one day, everything would change. He worked at a small repair shop near the center of town. People came to him when their radios, lamps, or old machines stopped working. Adam was patient, careful, and kind. He did not speak much, but people trusted him. If someone had a problem, Adam listened first. He never interrupted. He never made people feel small. But Adam never believed he was special. In his mind, leaders were people who stood on stages, spoke loudly, and told everyone what to do. Adam was not like that. He was quiet. He preferred fixing things with his hands. If someone praised him, he smiled politely and changed the subject. He did not know that one day the whole town would need the quiet strength he carried inside. That afternoon, the weather began to change. The sky turned dark, and the wind moved through the town like a warning. Inside the repair shop, an old radio suddenly made a sharp sound. Adam looked up. A serious voice came through the speaker and said a strong storm was coming. People should stay inside, prepare water, and avoid the river road. Adam listened carefully, but outside, many people continued their normal day. By evening, the storm arrived. Rain hit the roofs hard. The streets filled with water. Lights flickered in homes and shops. Adam closed his repair shop early and stepped outside. He saw people running, carrying bags, shouting across the street, and trying to protect their windows. For a moment, he stood still in the rain. He could feel fear growing in the town, but he did not yet know what to do. Soon, the power went out in half the town. The main road near the river was covered with water. People gathered in the town square, confused and angry. Some wanted to drive away. Others wanted to stay. Families argued. Shop owners worried about their stores. Everyone was speaking at the same time, but no one was listening. Adam watched from the side, feeling small, until he noticed an old man standing alone and shaking from the cold. Adam walked to the old man and gave him his own scarf. Then Sarah, the town nurse, hurried toward him. She said the school building was becoming a shelter, but the emergency generator was not working. Without power, they could not keep people warm or charge phones. Adam was not a doctor. He was not an official, but he knew machines, so he followed Sarah through the rain toward the school. At the school, the hall was full of people. Children were crying. Parents looked worried. The generator sat near the back door, silent and useless. Adam knelt beside it, opened his small tool bag, and began to work. For 10 minutes, no one spoke. Then the machine coughed, shook, and started. Lights came on across the hall. People turned toward Adam, and for the first time that night, hope entered the room. After the lights came back, people rushed toward Adam with many questions. One woman needed medicine. A father was looking for his son. A shop owner wanted to know if the bridge was safe. Adam raised his hands gently and said, "Please, one person at a time." His voice was not loud, but it was steady. The room slowly became quieter. Adam took a notebook and began writing every problem down. Adam looked at the list and understood something important. The town did not need one hero. It needed everyone to help in a clear way. He drew a simple map on the classroom board. Then he divided the problems into groups. One group would check on older people. One group would collect food and blankets. One group would watch the river road. Sarah would help anyone who was sick. Adam did not command people. He invited them.
Not everyone agreed at first. Two men began arguing about who should get the last boxes of bottled water. Their voices grew louder, and the room became tense again. Adam walked between them, but he did not shout. He asked each man what he was afraid of. One worried about his children. The other worried about his sick mother. When they felt heard, their anger became smaller. Adam gave them both a job, and they accepted. Near midnight, more bad news arrived. A volunteer came back from the river road, soaked and out of breath. The bridge was closed. Water was moving too fast, and no cars could cross. This meant the town was almost cut off. Some medical supplies were still on the other side. When people heard this, fear returned quickly. Adam felt it too, but he knew panic would not help anyone survive the night. Adam suddenly remembered the old shortwave radio in his repair shop. It was damaged, but he thought he could make it work. Sarah told him it was too dangerous to go back outside, but Adam shook his head. "If we can contact the next town, we can ask for help," he said. He took a flashlight, pulled his jacket tight, and stepped into the storm again. He was afraid, but he moved anyway. Inside the dark repair shop, Adam worked by flashlight. His hands were cold, and the window shook with every gust of wind. He opened the radio, checked the wires, cleaned the contacts, and connected it to a battery. At first, there was only static. Then, through the noise, a voice answered from a nearby village. Adam closed his eyes for 1 second in relief. Then he gave clear information. The bridge was closed, people were safe for now, but medical supplies were needed. When Adam returned to the school, people were waiting for him. He told them help would come in the morning if the roads became safe. Some smiled, some cried quietly. But Adam did not feel like a hero. He felt tired and unsure. Later, while everyone tried to sleep on blankets, he sat alone near the classroom door. He wondered if he had made the right choices. He wondered if quiet people could really lead when everything was falling apart. Sarah found him sitting there and gave him a cup of tea. She said, "You know, people are calmer because of you." Adam looked down and answered, "I am only fixing one problem after another." Sarah smiled. That is what leadership is sometimes. You do not need to have all the answers. You only need to help people take the next right step. Adam did not reply, but her words stayed with him. The next morning, the rain became lighter, but the town was still in danger. Water covered many streets. A message came from a family trapped above the bakery near the river. They were safe for the moment, but the water was rising near the stairs. People looked at Adam again. This time, he did not step back. He looked at the map, asked who knew the area best, and made a careful plan. Adam did not run blindly into danger. He asked for rope, life jackets, and the strongest flashlight. He sent 2 volunteers who knew the street well, and he stayed in contact with them by radio. Some people expected him to do everything himself, but Adam understood something important. A leader does not need to be the person in front of every danger. A leader makes sure the right people work together safely. The rescue worked.
The family from the bakery reached the school tired, wet, and shaking, but alive. The room filled with quiet relief. After that, something changed in the town. People stopped waiting for one person to save them. They began asking, "What can I do?" Teenagers carried blankets. Shop owners shared food. Drivers checked roads. Neighbors wrote down names of people who still needed help. The town was becoming a team. Around noon, Mayor Thomas finally arrived at the school with 2 emergency workers. He looked exhausted. He had spent the night trying to open the roads from the other side of town. When he entered the shelter, he expected chaos. Instead, he found lists on the wall, teams with clear jobs, food organized on tables, and people calmly sharing information. The mayor looked at Adam and said, "Who organized all of this?" Adam answered simply, "Everyone helped." Later that day, Adam faced the hardest decision yet. The generator had only a little fuel left. If they used it for heat, people would be warmer. If they used it for phones, families could contact loved ones. If they used it for Sarah's medical supplies, important medicine would stay safe. Everyone had a reason. Everyone needed something. Adam listened to each group. Then he made a fair schedule. Medicine first, short charging times, and blankets moved to the coldest rooms. Not everyone was happy, but everyone understood. In the afternoon, a dangerous rumor spread through the shelter. Someone said the old dam had broken. People jumped to their feet. Parents grabbed bags. Children began to cry again. Adam felt fear rise in his chest, but he did not let the rumor control the room. He asked, "Who heard this first?" Then he used the radio to contact the village and the road team. 10 long minutes later, they confirmed the truth. The dam was damaged, but it had not broken. Because Adam checked before reacting, the shelter stayed safe. By evening, the storm finally began to weaken. The rain became soft. The wind lost its anger. For the first time in 2 days, a line of light appeared behind the clouds. People walked outside the school and looked at their town. It was damaged, but it was still standing. Adam stood quietly near the doorway. His clothes were wet, his eyes were tired, and his hands were dirty from work. But inside, he felt something new. Not pride, but purpose. The next morning, the real work began. The storm was gone, but broken branches, mud, and damaged homes remained. Adam arrived early with a shovel, not a speech. When people saw him working, they joined him. One person cleaned the street. Another fixed a door. Others brought food to workers. Adam moved from place to place, helping, listening, and solving small problems. He never acted above anyone. He worked beside them. A week later, the town held a meeting in the community hall. People came not to complain, but to thank each other. Mayor Thomas stood at the front and spoke about courage. Then he asked Adam to come forward. Adam felt uncomfortable as everyone clapped. He looked at the faces in the room. Sarah, the volunteers, the shop owners, the parents, the teenagers. Then he said, "I did not save this town. We listened to each other. We helped each other. That is why we are here." After that day, things changed in the town. People did not wait for the next emergency to learn. Adam helped organize monthly meetings. They made a clear storm plan. They checked on older neighbors. They repaired the warning system. They trained volunteers. Adam still worked in his repair shop, but now people saw him differently. They did not see a man who wanted power. They saw someone they could trust when life became difficult. One quiet evening, Adam sat alone in his repair shop again. The same old radio rested on the shelf, repaired and clean. Outside, the town was peaceful. Adam thought about the storm, the fear, and the long nights in the school. He understood now that leadership was not about being fearless. He had been afraid many times. Leadership was choosing to stay useful, even when you were afraid. It was listening when others shouted. It was serving when others waited. Years later, people still told the story of that storm. But the story was not only about rain, wind, and danger. It was about a quiet man who listened. A man who did not ask, "How can I look important?" Instead, he asked, "What does my town need right now?" And that question changed everything. Because sometimes the strongest leader is not the loudest person in the room. Sometimes the strongest leader is the one who helps others find their strength. Thank you for watching. Remember, real leadership begins with listening, helping, and taking the next right step. Now, let's learn 10 useful vocabulary words from the story. Listen to the meaning, then listen to the example sentence. Number 1, leader. A leader is a person who guides and helps a group. Example, a good leader listens before making a decision. Number 2, ordinary. Ordinary means normal or not special. Example, Adam was an ordinary man, but he did something important. Number 3, trust. Trust means believing that someone is honest and can help you. Example, people trusted Adam because he listened carefully. Number 4, shelter. A shelter is a safe place where people stay during danger. Example, the school became a shelter during the storm. Number 5, volunteer. A volunteer is a person who helps without being forced or paid. Example, many volunteers helped clean the town after the storm. Number 6, organize. Organize means to put things or people in a clear order. Example, Adam organized teams to help the town. Number 7, supplies. Supplies are useful things people need, like food, water, medicine, or blankets. Example, the volunteers collected supplies for the shelter. Number 8, panic. Panic means sudden, strong fear that makes people stop thinking clearly. Example, Adam stayed calm when people started to panic. Number 9, rumor. A rumor is information people repeat, but it may not be true. Example, Adam checked the rumor before people reacted. Number 10, purpose. Purpose means a reason for doing something important. Example, Adam found his purpose by helping his town. Try to use these words in your own sentences. Leader, ordinary, trust, shelter, volunteer, organize, supplies, panic, rumor, and purpose. Thank you for watching.